Assassin bugs in the biggest exoterra I've got spare in the reptile room. I must be absolutely insane. What's happening, guys? My name's Jamie. This isn't the reptile shed, but more about that later. In this video, I'm going to be putting my white spotted assassin bugs, Platymeris bigitatis, into this massive exoterra. It's the 45 deep, 45 wide, but 60 high, fully live planted, custom background, bioactive. What could go wrong? Okay, so the story behind this enclosure is it was my I made this earlier in the year for my lined day gecko, my male. He was really old and sadly he passed away last week, so yeah, absolutely gutted about that. But I've got a really nice thriving enclosure that it would now be going to waste. I don't want to buy a new reptile. I don't, you know, I've got no plans to take in any new animals. So why not upgrade the things I've already got? So next to him is his daughter, and she's still, she's awesome. So she's cool, and that is the newer tank. That's the one I actually filmed how to build it. This was kind of my test on making that kind of background, where it's just pieces of cork sort of meshed together, which allows loads of spaces for plants and hundreds of venomous bugs. Yes. So the reason we are in this room, which doesn't look anything like the reptile room, is these are my animals that I'm not cooling down over winter. So for the next month, November, I'm going to be dropping the reptile room down to 12 degrees, and then December and January I'm going to leave it at 12 degrees. And yeah, cool down the reptile room. Two reasons I'm doing it. One, it creates this natural brumation or hibernation that all the animals that are out there would see in the wild. And two, saves me a load of money on electricity bill as well. So yeah, that's why I've got all the animals that I'm not cooling down in the house for 2 months, 3 months technically. Okay, so without further ado, I think it is time to start adding some assassin bugs. These are my first ever babies, and I've kept them in here for the time being. They actually need a feed, yeah, so that'll be fun. So I kept them in here for the time being, not really sure what I was going to do with them, and then the original enclosure that I've got for them just exploded. And now I've got loads to move. So let's start with these three. Let's get these over. I've got one on my hand. Where are we going to go? Oh, that wasn't the plan. Oh well. Are we in there yet? Do you know what? Let's get the tongs. This is going to be difficult, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to just put this in here for now because it's got quite a few babies on it. It's one of my old original adults. So actually, I brought 4, and the first one died quite soon after getting it, and then the other 3 have just done have lived for ages longer, so I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, what's going on? But yeah, and then that's it. Just the population just exploded shortly after that. So I've got a water bowl here with loads on them. Another little baby. God, I've got shaky hands this morning. So I've gone through the old enclosure and picked out all the babies I can see. I'll keep the enclosure, the original one, running because there's eggs in there and there's going to be things that I've missed. So I'll just keep that for now and let that sort of do its thing. But they're all the ones I could find. So I'm going to pop them in. I'm just going to empty this in over here. And that's that. So that one's empty. Yep. And then in here, can't really see anything, but there should be quite a few babies in there. There's a little baby. So let's get this door shut. Now, this is hard to see, but this girl is actually laying eggs into the soil. So it's hard to get the angle, but she's yeah, poked her rear end right into the soil and is depositing an egg, which is awesome. Okay, so I think that'll do that for now. I'll quickly explain. I've done a care video if anyone wants to know how to look after these bugs. I've done a care video with their original glass tank, but what I've found is they seem to like, the adults seem to like being in a drier area, but they come to the wetter parts to lay their eggs. The eggs will only hatch if the soil is moist, and the babies and the sub-adults seem to sort of hang around in both areas, so it doesn't really matter. What I'm going to plan on, well, what I plan on doing is there's a big planted area up there. I'm going to keep that dry. Never really had any success with a plant in there anyway. And then this sub-level here is going to stay moist because that's where we've obviously got our fern and we've got a philodendron there as well. So yeah, I think that kind of covers it. Obviously, so to make this Exoterra bug proof, let's say, I've filled these corners just slightly with a little bit of silicone, and I've also gone along the back. So there's a cable entry and then a sliding part, and then there's another one there, and then there's another cable entry there. And what I've done along the back on the outside is run a whole bead of silicone in those grooves. So I will be able to get this lid out if I really wanted to in the future. I'm not really interested. I want this thing to kind of just flourish and look like a really cool scape with assassin bugs in it. So but yeah, they're really the main exit points. This is a newer lid, so it doesn't have those the holes that the original lids had. So that's all cool. So these front corners here, Plus I've also gone along the inside of the vent there as well with silicone. And then I think we're kind of cool. I think we're done. So in terms of how it's the equipment in here, it's lit exactly the same and heated exactly the same as the Line Day Gecko. So they both share a long UV lamp, T5, an LED lamp as well for plant growth, and then I've also got just some 20 watt halogen spotlights that just provide a little bit of heat and just that different sort of colour temperature that I think looks pretty cool. So I think that'll do us with this one, guys. Thanks for tuning in on this one. I'll keep you posted as to how this looks. The more and more assassin bugs that we get, the cooler it's going to look. They're going to be all over it. I think that's going to be wicked. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, all those kind of things, Facebook. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in on this one, and I'll catch you in the next video.